And we are
Hello. We're live.
Is that what that means when it says live? Does that mean we're broadcasting?
I think so.
Yep.
Not familiar with this technology.
I know.
No, it's crazy. Am I still showing up bad?
Yeah, I think Jonathan's having some slight technical difficulties.
No, it's called I have like everyone in my house streaming crap. Difficulties.
Why don't you just don't get married like me? You just cry yourself to sleep every night alone.
Is that what you do?
All the bandwidth I could ever need.
All the bandwidth you could. I mean, at least you have Mila and Myra. You're good, man.
There you go.
And
I've got this out.
that's all you need. So I guess we're getting started. So I guess we'd like to thank Nick from IDIC Beer 40K. He did give us a shout out on his last YouTube video. And because of him, we got a lot of subscribers. So just want to pull a shout out to him. So we do appreciate that, Nick. And hope you're having fun over there in the UK. And y'all should definitely subscribe to his channel. He puts out almost a video every day with just some random tidbits. So real nice guy. So keep it up.
Awesome.
So has anything big dropped in the world of 40K? Anything coming out this weekend? Y'all know of anything?
I haven't heard any town rumors, so nothing important.
Nothing important. Yeah, it's. I mean, some guys that have wings and have black rage. Sounds like a bunch of angry vampires are coming out this weekend.
There's something about some angels. Were they dark or bloody or something like that?
I think they're blood angels. Blood angels.
Interview with the
I think there were some like dark ones that are like probably. I think they're part of chaos, right?
Nah, those are in a couple weeks. You should probably start off with the one that's coming out this weekend, because I think that's going to make a lot of Sanguinius very excited.
He doesn't like that chaos comment.
What chaos comment? I didn't hear anything.
Yeah, that's fluffy. I like that. It's a fluffy response.
Yeah, it's, I know the truth of the matter, and Jonathan is just some random spawn of poop that came out of Nurgle's butt.
Huh. Well, thanks for the compliment. That's
nice. I know you'd find that as a compliment. So I guess Blood Angels are coming out this weekend.
Blood Angels, yes.
I think all Blood Angels players should be very happy with some of the leaks and everything, and some of the stuff we've heard. What do you guys?
Definitely.
It sounds like they may actually be able to do what they're meant to do and assault people and kick their butts in close combat.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of bad stuff about Blood Angels, and it's not something I haven't really known a lot about them. So I did some research on the fluff, and everything I'd previously heard was they weren't very good in previous editions. And I was looking over their stuff, and I was like, these guys sound pretty awesome, actually. You know,
they do. I think with some of their relics, some of their stratums are ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So let's read some of those off. So pull this up. So let's see. We got Death Visions of Sanguinius. For one command point, used when you're creating your army, captains, chaplains, or lieutenants gain Death Company keyword for the battle. Now I'm not familiar with that. Can somebody tell me what the Death Company keyword is?
Death Company, I think it gives you. So the Red Thirst, is it Death Company gives you the 6-up, I think.
This should be the Black Hate, whatever the Black Hate
Black
is.
Rage gives you that. So Death Company, I think it's either wound or attack, because I know Red Thirst gives you +1 attack, and then I think Death Company may give you maybe that's Black Rage. I'm not really sure, but I know it makes him pretty. It makes him more of a close combat monster. That's all you're saying.
Yeah, because from what I remember, the fluffy stuff, the Death Company was the guys who had the Black Rage. And basically suicide.
Yeah. So let's see here.
Apparently, the Black Rage sucks real bad.
Yeah.
You pulling that up in the index? Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I'm just looking at the index to see what they've changed on it.
Neat.
But yeah, they do have some more. They have some better rules now. So, I mean, at least with that, I mean, you're going to have a close combat that's going to have what? +1 strength? Because if you give that to them, they're going to have +1 strength. They're going to have, well, I mean, not +1 to wound, which is different than +1 strength. So if you need a 3, you'll need a 2. If you need a 4, you'll need a 3. So that's going to help out a lot. And then they get a +1 extra attack too. So.
And that's just for the game. That's pretty cool. You know, it's kind of a warlord trait, but just pretty much for any of your well, only captains, chaplains, or lieutenants. You can't give it to like librarians or anything like that. What about a chaplain dreadnought? What if a chaplain dreadnought was in your army?
Since I don't have the rule book, since I have the rules, but if it's got the chaplain keyword, I think it would probably go. But the chaplain death company dreadnought's already going to have a death company special rule.
That's a good point.
So
I'm just thinking of the regular chaplain dreadnought, and I know I've got the book handy because I've been staring at them all day. It's what I want for Christmas. If anyone's out there thinking about getting me a Christmas present.
Oh no! I'm gonna get you this really cool watch you want.
Yes, Mega Speedmaster Moon Edition.
It's worn by space people.
It was.
Ooh, I think someone got off Jonathan's streaming stuff. He is back to normal now.
Ooh,
clear.
Human.
Jonathan got off my streaming. She stopped watching Golden Girls.
Hey, can you go tell her to turn it back on? I can see you clearly now, and I prefer you blurry.
Ooh.
Is it upsetting?
I think you're getting him a little hot and bothered.
Ooh.
I mean, so the Chaplain Venerable Dreadnought does not technically have the Chaplain keyword. It is vehicle character Dreadnought Chaplain Venerable Dreadnought. There's no comma separating the 3 words. So technically, I would argue, I'm sure it could be argued that it does not have the Chaplain keyword.
Yeah. Well, of course, you're looking at the index, so we'll have to check it out when the new one comes out. Hopefully. But it already has the death company because it is a death company, so you should be good.
Well, there is a Chaplain Dreadnought that is available to anyone. It's just So that's
true.
what I'm running.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's it. You're looking at the Forge World one. Okay, I got you.
Rectamundo. All right, so let's see what we got next.
The Librarian Dread looks like it's going to be starting base at 130 points.
Yep. Not too bad. For a Dreadnought, they can cast, what, 2 psychic powers a turn?
God, that's like how much it costs for a freaking librarian on a bike.
And it's got that new psychic power that's coming out too, where it can fly. I mean, who's going to want to cast that on it?
Yeah,
I know. Flying Dreadnought.
And then you'll probably want to. So most likely, what you'll see is a combination of casting Wings of Sanguinius, which is the one that gives them the fly keyword and allows them to move 12 inches, and then followed by the Quickening, which is pretty cool because you can add 3 to your advance and charge rolls you make with a Psyker, and additional D3 attacks in the 5 phase until the next Psychic. So when you think about that, that's basically a 15-inch move, and then you could technically get it a 15-inch assault, so you could move 30 inches across the battlefield.
Pretty freaking dope.
Yeah, it's a quick Dreadnought.
Yep. And then you know what the best thing to do is too? Sorry, I was thinking about this all day. But you could, if that's your Warlord, but hold on, is that the Warlord trait? No, that's not it. That's not it. There's is it a relic or something? Oh, that's Dark Angels. God, I'm so confused now.
So we can talk about that.
That's what I get for thinking.
Doesn't take much to get you.
No. Sorry, I was thinking the Angel's Wings, which is a relic, but you couldn't get that to a Librarian Dreadnought, but it's a jump pack, and you can reroll your failed charges, and the models may not overwatch at the turn, which is going to be pretty brutal for a Librarian or any model with a jump pack that's like a captain or something to be able to get charged off first. You can make sure you get him in close combat, and then he can tie up maybe you could do a dual assault and tie up 2 different units, and then you could have the rest of your army assault after he ties up the 2 units because they can't overwatch at him, and they'll be in close combat, then they can't overwatch the other units coming in.
Precisely.
Epic brutal. That'll be pretty brutal for a good combination to get the stuff in there to assault. I could definitely see Storm Raven with like a assault unit, and then that guy jumping out of it, or Death Company, or even Oh God, I forgot the relics. What is their bodyguard? Jonathan Sanguinian guard.
Yeah, the sanguinary guard.
Yep, and they have jump too. They have a jump fly roll too, right? Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
God, that'd be such a brutal combination. Just talk about a big unit just smacking the living crap out of you.
Well, the sanguinary guard have always been pretty decent. When I used to play Blood Angels, that was probably my favorite unit.
Yeah.
So not just the model itself, but the actual how
Oh yeah. Give everyone Inferno pistols.
Yeah. And then you always bring Dante because Dante matches him, and then he's got his Infernus pistol.
Master.
Yeah. Easy chapter master. No, that's his. Yep. He's gonna get all the special rerolls and stuff too. That's gonna make that squad scary.
Yeah, I just don't like how the. I think they messed up a little bit on fluff on Dante from what I've been reading and some of the rumors out there. Is that he is supposed to be he's supposed to be like one of the most masterful tacticians in the Imperium, but he doesn't give like the special rule to like allow you to command points back, which kind of sucks.
But there is a relic. One of the relics, I'm going to butcher this, the Veritas Vitae. Regain a command point every time you use a stratagem on a 5-up.
But he's a named character, so you can't give it to him.
Yeah, I'm just saying there is a way for Blood Angels to regain command points.
I guess you could give it to a lieutenant or something in your army and use that as your free relic.
Well,
a librarian or something else in the army, you could give it to be able to utilize that.
Yeah.
To get the use of Dante.
It's good, but I mean, you only get one. So if the stratagem costs 2 command points, you're only getting 1. It says regain a command point on a roll of a 5-up.
Well, that's what we have for the leak. We don't know what the exact wording is going to be, but I'm with you. I was about to say the same thing. Now, as much as I do, want to complain about that, I don't have any way to get command points back, so I'm pretty jealous. Like any kind of every command point is so valuable, and every stratagem it just comes out these days. I don't have any way to get command points.
The only command points I get is when I lie about the numbers.
Oh, with Tallyman?
Tallyman, yeah.
Yep.
Fudge the numbers.
Yeah, I mean that's totally what he did in that clip too. He's fudging the numbers. He's like, yeah, I think we're all good. We're all good.
That was fun.
The clip they did, for the preview for Mortarion.
Yeah,
it's hilarious.
I like that. Let's see what else we have.
Well, I don't really get any command points back since my Space Marine army is the Obsidian Knights, and I play them as Imperial Fists. I get to ignore cover.
Oh, don't you have a guy that lets you do that now?
Huh?
You finish painting? Didn't you just finish painting a guy?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah. And I thought he was gonna do this Ultramarine thing.
I'm thinking about maybe doing that for at least maybe tournament scene. Yeah. But if I'm playing, Lost in the Warp or something like that, I'll be playing Imperial Fists. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's more of our fluffy battle report. But yes, if I do play it on Mortal Wounds, it'll, maybe bring in the girly man. I mean, considering I only got a 20-point upgrade, that's still worth taking them.
Oh no, 20 points.
You get to reroll everything. 20 points, I'll take that.
That's like barely more than
Space Marine.
Just take a melting gun out of your army.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think I pull that off. I think most people could, so yeah.
Oh yeah.
I really thought they're gonna do maybe a 25, 30-point upgrade on him, but he's still taken. Yeah.
I can't get over the army-wide abilities with the Blood Angels.
Which one?
So, like the Red Thirst, you basically, this unit with the ability who charges or performs a heroic intervention may add 1 to his wound rolls in the fight phase. But the Black Rage gives you +1 attack with it when charging, and then a 6+ feel no pain. Army-wide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the Black Rage is only going to be your Death Company stuff. So.
No, yeah. But, I mean, if you bring a whole Death Company army, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 6+ feel no pain. They all have Red Thirst. Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see Blood Angels on the battlefield versus other heavy assaulty armies now. I think they'll probably be able to hold their ground now with some of the stuff. And then their stratagems. I think there's some good stratagems you could possibly be able to use. You know, Red Rampage, 1 command point, not too bad, and you get to do 1d3 attacks to a character when charging. So you know that could swing it. But,
yeah, I mean, with the right character,
yep,
that can be huge. Thunderhammer.
Yeah, and then
what's one of their relics is it's a Thunderhammer, but it doesn't have that -1 to hit.
Yeah. I wonder, yeah. Is that the captain of the first company?
There's a lot of synergy. There's a lot of synergy with this army.
Yes. Yeah. I think that's a good thing. There is a lot of synergy with them.
Well, I think they needed it because it was just kind of like a hodgepodge of stuff, and you're like, okay, well, I bring this for this, and it never really seemed cohesive, you know?
They've got essentially, what is that, Death to the False Emperor, Vengeance of the Sanguinius for 1 command point used in the fight phase. When one of your units fights, for each hit roll of a 6-up, you generate 1 additional attack. If fighting against Black Legion units, you generate additional attacks on a 4-up.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That is sweet. And that's actually really pretty fluffy considering
Horus, yeah.
Yeah, Horus, and then the fact, you know, kind of where they're stuck at now with Ball being blown up and them getting the Primaris reinforcements. So, but they did get decimated by Tyranids. So, man, that'd be. I wonder if there's. Nah, it doesn't look like there's going to be anything where they would have like a affinity or something, you know, like to killing off Nids, you know, now that they fought them, you know. The Ultramarines used to have that for the Tyranid Wars. Tyrannic.
Well, Tyrannic War Vets, right? That's a unit. And they get like a +1 to hit or.
Yeah. It's mainly Ultramarines and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's like only that 1 unit.
What do you think, Jonathan? You thinking these guys are going to be much better?
Yeah, they're definitely getting an improvement from what they used to be. Partially why I got rid of them is just I wasn't having a good time with them. They didn't know what they wanted to be. Like you said when we had the conversation before, like they're good at like they're supposed to be awesome close combat. They suck at close combat. You know what I mean? Like they didn't really have a good balance of what they were supposed to be, and so they felt really limited. And you know, I know there's some people that stuck with them, but man, I was just like, I couldn't get myself. So for me, when I have an army, I know I have a lot of armies, but I want to enjoy it to paint it and be excited about it. That's why, for example, I don't have Space Wolves. I'm just going to get excited about the whole Viking thing. I don't know why. It just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
And because when I first got them, I was like, oh, that wolf helmet is choice. Until I found out, like, 1 wolf helmet comes in a 10-man squad. I was like, nope. So I wanted to do all the wolf helmets if I was going to be doing Space Wolves. But same with the Blood Angels. It's just I couldn't get excited about how they played. They seemed really limited. And, I mean, other than just, okay, let me bring 6 drop pods and fill them with different kind of various dreadnoughts and then hope for the best, you know, but it wasn't fun for me.
Yep. It was kind of,
so hopefully they're looking to be very cohesive, a good, I like that they're coming out with a bunch of stuff for them too, you know, with all the Primaris Marines and stuff, with all the upgrades and stuff for them. Because, I mean, that'd be nice for them to have, as well as, you know, the dice even. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff coming out for them.
I was impressed with those dice. After seeing the Nurgle dice, those were so cool. And then those dice are just red and gold, and they got little blood drops. Now, from the picture I saw, it didn't look like those were indented at all. It didn't look like the pips were carved in. It looked like they were just painted on. If that's the case, boo. Weak.
Dude, Nurgle got love, man, though.
Yeah.
Those dice, that's why I bought 2 sets. They're so good.
Yeah, those are really cool. And they roll really
well. Weird to roll, man. Like, apparently they balanced really well. Someone did a balance test with them, and they roll really well. And, you know, they're light, though. So when you toss them, it just, it feels like you just got some little, did I just drop dice? Just don't feel right.
Yeah. Yeah, the Blood Angels dice, yeah, they do have the gold ones for using for your Sanguinian Guard, and they have black ones for Death Company. So yeah, I mean, it's interesting, yeah, but they're just normal standard dice, but they would probably be rolling fairly even considering there is no inventions, like you said, Ben.
Yeah,
so it's one of those things
I
that
can
they'll
see
be
that.
really well balanced.
My thing is just
All
like,
right, hey, so I got a question on from Facebook. He said he couldn't post from his iPhone, but Kevin Marquise says, "Hey guys, I can't comment with his iPhone, but his question was for all of you: did Dante become the third best HQ for Blood Angels after Sanguinar and Les Martes point wise? For synergy, these two are beasts now and cheaper than Dante. Also, you guys like Scout Bikers back with a lot of DACA and Red Thirst."
That
Red Third
could be a very interesting combination,
Yeah.
especially point cost.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say cheaper probably.
Yeah. But oh god, with Dante.
I think Dante always had his field though. I mean, he's probably gonna have his bubble range, but coming in with his guard, I think that's pretty much he's gonna be. He's always been the close combat kind of beast, so he's gonna just have kind of one role. I feel, I think a lot of his buffs are gonna be all close combat kind of related stuff and affecting the sanguinary guard.
Yeah. It's
Red Thirst with Scout Bikes. I think it'll be cool. I like Scout Bikes, especially working on my White Scars army, but that 4-up save is painful with them. And I mean, +1 to add one of the rule, wound rolls.
Yeah.
Scout Bikes are cheap, but I mean, they're limited in attacks. Even with a combat knife, they're just limited in attacks. Sergeant can take any melee weapon basically, but
Yeah, but I think we're dealing with attrition at that point. You know what I mean?
I mean the range of a Scout Bike is great, but without. But I mean, I don't know. I'm thinking from a White Scars perspective, using the stratagem more in the saddle, so I advance the whole 24 inches for a Scout Bike in White Scars, and then still charge. And shoot and then charge, and that's pretty potent. But without that, I like to use them with the Astarte shotgun. I like to give them combat knives. I just don't see them as super good. I think Blood Angels leads a lot better towards jump packs, which I also really like.
Yeah, I think that's actually where the money's going to be, is the jump pack unit, so for sure.
Oh yeah, and I mean now with a couple of jump packs, with Vanguard vets, with a jump pack. I don't know what the Blood Angels point costs or what exactly units they can take, but it seems like they can take a lot of the same stuff as regular Space Marines. But a Vanguard vet is got 2 attacks base, and then they can be equipped with 2 chain swords. So they're getting 4 attacks each. And if they have Red Thirst, which I wouldn't know, I haven't seen their profile. But if they have Red Thirst and they're adding 1 to the wound rolls, that I see being very, very gross.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that. Actually, looking at some of these stratagems, and I've just put together about 35 jump packs, magnetized a bunch of them, and cleaned off some old Dark Angels bits. And I'm really jealous. I really want to see how Blood Angels play, and I don't think I'm going to get an army of Blood Angels anytime soon. But for the first time, I was like, oh, that might be fun.
Yeah.
very true.
But they can't fall back and charge, which is that's something I keep trying to break myself of when I'm looking at these stats. Is that they cannot fall back and charge again. They can fall back and shoot. They've got fly, but they can't charge again.
Oh darn.
Yeah, Blood Angels, most of the time, if you charge, you better annihilate with what you're charging with.
But with a lot of
Probably
these,
going to annihilate it.
+1 attack on the charge with the Black Rage.
Yeah. So I mean, Just like anything, you got to combine your charges and do multi-charge to make sure you wipe out with what you're going with. You can't just send a unit of 5, you know, at a 10-man unit and expect to win, you know?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, what's the Inferno pistol? I haven't seen a weapon profile on that before.
Well, it's just a normal pistol. I think 8-inch range. Is it 8-inch?
Lemur, but
it's a melta pistol.
Yeah, it's a melta, but it's close range. I think it's 8-inch.
Yeah, it's a melta gun with like 8-inch range, and you know, the old rule was at 4 inches you get the melta special rule, so it's pretty much probably the same thing.
It's actually 6 inches. Sorry.
Oh, it's got a 6-inch range?
But it is a pistol, so you'd be able to fire it if you're close, no matter what.
Yeah, a melta gun pretty much in combat.
Yeah.
So you get into combat, or you get ready to get in combat, so you're an inch away, you shoot them in the face with melta, and then you charge them. So it's pretty deadly, I think.
Well, you don't have to fall back to shoot them with it in the next phase. Because, I mean, as a White Scar's unit, you can fall back, shoot them with whatever pistols you got, charge back in. You might get Overwatch, but with that, you know, you don't even have to fall back. You can just stay in combat with a melta pistol and lay into whatever target. You know, if you're charged on, you know, a big multi-wound target like a Rhino or something, that's great. That's huge.
Oh yeah,
very huge.
I think they're going to take down field goals pretty quick. I think they're going to actually be pretty good because now I'm thinking about it, like they'll be able to deep strike in. They'll be able to shoot whatever with their melta guns, their melta pistols. I think the only downside is the range. So if you have to deep strike within 9 inches, you know, you gotta wait pretty much a turn. So hopefully you can make that charge. Yeah. But when you can still shoot during your shooting phase,
right?
With the pistols.
Yeah, I think what you'll see is a combination of they'll probably be utilizing a lot of predators, like the bow predators.
Yeah.
With the assault cannons, the twin linked assault cannons and stuff like that, and then having like flamers or whatever you can put on the sides. And I think you'll be using that as kind of your line to move up in the back, and then you'll have a whole bunch of assault squads and other things like that. I think that's going to be your, you know, probably with. I think I'd probably go with maybe Lamartie's, you know, as your chaplain, and then probably like Dante or someone like that. So you get a lot of synergy between those two, re-rolling failed to hits and some other things that you could do with them. So it'll be kind of interesting to see what these Blood Angels players come up with on competitive. But I think with the way all these codex has been working, they really haven't put out an army that's not competitive. You know, that you can't build something pretty fantastic with if you just put your mind to it.
Yeah,
even a lot of synergy and fluff. I think you're back to playing Blood Angels as fluffy, like you used to be able to do in 3rd edition and some of the previous editions where they were stronger. You know, you can still have fun playing with them in good games.
Effective fluffy, because sometimes the word fluffy has negative connotations with not competitive or, you know, bad units and stuff because you're playing fluffy and they don't do well.
That's why I said back
actually having. Yeah.
Yeah, they were effective fluffy back then.
Yeah. I think they'll be, if you do fluffy now, I think they'll do pretty good. Especially, I think that's what they're aiming for.
Yeah, that's the thing with most of these armies and stuff that come out is you play them fluffy according to like fluff-wise when you think of fluffy, and they're still effective.
Well, I think one of the things that I'm really a fan of, you know, is that they seem like they're effective, but they're unique. They're still completely unique. It's in Space Marines chapter. They don't have a lot of, you know, completely unique units. By how few, I was surprised there weren't any real model kits that came out. They basically just threw out some Primaris with Blood Angel stuff, and they gave him a Primaris Lieutenant that's a Blood Angel, and that was about it. But it's still, you know, they still have completely their own flavor. They've got their own style. But they're not, you know, they're not going to play the same as White Scars. They're not going to play the same as Space Wolves. You know, they've got their own flavor.
You got to remember too, a lot of the Blood Angels kits have already previously come out.
I guess that's a good point.
Not kit. They have their own jump pack kits and everything. So a lot of that stuff has already been released, you know. It's just the addition of being able to play with a lot of the Primaris stuff, which I think can help. I think you actually may see some Interceptor squads, I think, used with Blood Angels.
I can see that. Yeah, the Interceptors are a pretty good unit, and they just got a big point drop too.
Yeah, because if you think about it, they have that one thing where you can pick up a jump unit, right? And you can move it across the board and move it within 9 inches. So you think about moving like a unit of 6 interceptors with assault bolters. I think that's like 250 points now, completely loaded out.
Way
6
less.
of them. Yeah, and then that's
Like 140 or something.
36 assault bolters at strength 5, -1 AP. Negative 1 AP, 1 damage.
That's pretty effective.
Yeah, that's just talk about annihilate a squad real quick.
Yeah. Can they charge after using that stratagem?
Yeah. Yeah, they're basically you just pick them up and deep strike them.
Yeah, there you go.
So they could charge, but hopefully you wouldn't have to after you blow the bleeding crap out of whatever unit you're trying to shoot at.
Well, I mean, hopefully you can blow the crap out of one unit and then charge another.
Yep.
So. You see that they're getting a Primaris lieutenant.
Yeah.
Special character.
That's going to be pretty cool. And my guess is that Dark Angels, when they kind of preview too, is going to get one.
Yeah.
Named one, which is kind of cool. It's better than like the Space Marine Codex. We don't have any special name Primaris stuff, which is cool. I like how they're doing that.
Yeah, that's true. He is the first specially named Primaris character.
Yeah.
Something I noticed is that in the Intercessor kit, let me see if I can pull up a picture of it here. The Intercessor kit has a couple of bits for the Marines, so it gives them, a Blood Angels feel. But one of the things I noticed is that you can give the Sergeant a chainsword. I haven't seen a chainsword for any other Primaris before. That Sergeant's got 3 attacks base, so that means he's coming out with 4 attacks.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty decent.
Yeah, strength 4, toughness 4, 3s to hit in close combat with a chainsword.
I mean,
not going to be bad.
What am I doing with the Intercessors, or with the they're all the same. The Intercessors is that there's not a lot of options. They're kind of just stuck with a couple of bolter rifles, and then they go punch stuff.
Yeah,
well, they're cookie cutter Marines.
Yeah, that's my big problem with them.
Well, see, your Intercessors are, now that they've gone down even more in points, they're kind of just really they're more of a, if you're going to send them back, you need to give them the Stalker one, which is the -2 to AP or whatever it is. You need to give them the long range bolters so they can stand back and shoot and sit on objectives in the back.
I like that, but why not use the Scouts? Why not just use Scouts? They're going to cost way less.
No, Scouts are way more expensive because you can't stand them out in the open with Scouts. Because by the time you put camo cloaks on them and do all that stuff, they're up to like 140 points, 150 points. The sniper rifles.
Yeah.
Your Intercessor squad is going to be about, I think it's going to be about 90, 95 now.
The Scouts aren't that expensive. Scouts are pretty cheap.
No, once you give them camo cloaks and then you give them sniper rifles, that's kind of utilization for them. You're not going to give them camo cloaks and give them like bolters.
Yep.
But I mean, you could, but I just don't see that as a very effective unit that could single-handedly get taken out pretty quickly.
Let's see. Let me check this. Let me check some numbers real quick. Now, see, the other thing about Scouts, though, is you can take a heavy weapon. You can take a Scout with a missile launcher. You can take a Scout with a heavy bolter.
You cannot take it 20 points, man.
Well, sure, but it's still a missile launcher. You can't take a missile launcher with an Intercessor squad. If you're going to be sitting back on an objective, you might as well throw a missile. That's an option. That's one of my biggest problems with the Intercessors, is they don't have any heavy weapons. They don't have any special weapons. You can't give them a flamer. And I don't think you should, because then it just turns them into regular Marines. But I would think it would be really cool if they had just a couple of Primaris only, special weapons.
Yeah, the grenade launcher. It's the only unit that has a grenade launcher.
It's not what Ben wants. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot. He wants a tactical squad, Space Marine with 2 wounds, and to have all the options of a tactical squad. So we just throw out tactical squads.
That is what I want. That's why I like so much.
You got to remember that's what they're trying to avoid, because everybody has tactical squads, and they're like, okay, well, why am I going to bring that when I can get someone with 2 wounds and all this other stuff? and sweet, I got a buffer, you know, tactical squad opposed to the normal guys. You know, so it's like I think they wanted to keep that balance. You know, GW was like, well, we need to be able to let the guys who have their stuff and just add a little bit extra if they wanted a special unit. So I think they're more of like a and especially I don't play them, but you know, I think they're just like a special exact unit for just add a little bit extra. Yeah, like I think of them as a objective holder. You know, they're a little bit tougher than your standard Marine,
I can
and
dig
that's
that.
about it. That's about it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but
But
you can't take advantage of their 2 attacks. You know, you can't really take advantage of their extra toughness. Well, I guess you can if they're withstanding all that extra fire. But they've got
Yeah, I was gonna say they have extra toughness.
Nope.
You're not using.
No, the only ones that have extra toughness are the ones in Gravis armor.
Yeah, I meant their extra survivability,
Yeah,
extra wound.
the other ones.
Oh, and I do want to correct you, TJ. A scout squad with all sniper rifles and with 5 camo cloaks is 90 points.
90 points. Yep.
90.
So it's 90 points, and the intercessors are cheaper than that now. And I have 10 wounds. You have 5 wounds.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I'm not saying, but I'm saying.
If you're not in cover, then we stop the same save. So
Each has to fill their own role, though. You know what I mean?
Apples and oranges, yeah.
Yeah.
Because you know you're not gonna. I mean, you may put some snipers on an objective way in the back, but you know with the incessors, you can at least put them somewhere a little bit closer to the fight, and still hold something and be a little bit tougher and resilient. Because pretty much the snipers fill a different role of maybe popping a character, or trying to pop a character, and then just staying in that cover. You know, and like you said, Ben, to just give them a missile launcher, maybe shoot a tank here and there. You know.
Yeah.
So
well, the other thing with scouts though is, I mean, this is just whatever. I'm not saying this is against intercessors or anything, but you know, you can put a scout out anywhere on the board and start using it as a denial for deep strikes. You know, now you've got this practically 18-inch circle, 9 inches around it, that a unit can't deep strike. So you can block off parts of the board where you don't want deep strikes to happen if you have a couple scout units placed out there.
It's true. Like we said, it's like comparing oranges and apples, man. There's just 2 different ways to use it. So
my biggest thing is that I really, really, really want to field my intercessors. I just can't figure out like where I'm going to put them or like what I wanted to use them for, that I couldn't find something to do it better already.
yeah.
that's why mine are built in a bag and just sitting on the shelf.
Yep. Cool models, great models. They look so cool. Now the Reavers, I really like the Reavers. And why do I like the Reavers? Because they can actually deep strike. The only Primaris model that can move, well, except for Inceptors.
Can't they deep strike with a drop pod?
No, you can't put Primaris in a drop pod.
Yep.
That would make drop pods viable.
Yeah, can you imagine dropping a unit of Hellblasters on the drop pod?
I knew you were going to say that because I've already considered it so many times.
Everyone has considered that, and that would break crap. That would be like
I'd go back to 7th
with Grav Centurions. And everyone would be like, "Oh, this is stupid."
Yeah. Can you put Centurions in a Grav or drop pod?
Yep.
Okay.
7th edition, you used to be able to.
You can't anymore, though, right?
No.
Let me make sure of this, because if I can't,
You're right.
You can't. Trust me. That's one of the first things we looked at when
I've got a drop pod. It's just
that was one of the lists. Was, you know, you put some Centurions with grav weapons and put them in a drop pod, and they're pretty much you know, deadly. I mean, I always called mine. I had one, and it was my suicide squad that I'd come in for a high value target, and it would take care of it, no matter what it was. They would typically die because their whole army turns around, but then it distracts that whole army from shooting the rest of my guys. So then they're moving up. So it's a good tactic for sure.
Yep.
That's why I think they took it away, because it was such an easy tactic and everybody was overusing it. I think I've seen one army that was all Centurions and drop pods.
Yeah.
So
Saw it too many times. It was too simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like Reavers though. I think Reavers are pretty freaking cool. You know, give them they've got the 2 attacks, 2 wounds base, but they can actually deep strike. You know, you can give them a combat knife and a heavy pistol, and they've got an extra attack and they've got a shot close combat. I think Reavers are pretty awesome units. On top of, you know, the -1 morale, on top of the anti-Overwatch grenade. The only thing that sucks is that you can't throw that grenade after you deep strike because you just don't have the range for it. So you got to wait till next turn and hope they survive. You'll see him someday, TJ. Someday.
Someday?
I got to paint the bikes first.
Oh, I know. I just can't wait to see them.
You will.
So I think we've kind of stopped talking about Blood Angels a little bit.
Yeah, we did. We got a little.
Can I focus on something that I want to really excited about?
Tau, yes, it's Tau time.
So the first.
Oh, Dark Angels.
We have to talk about the first. So GW dropped their spill. I know, like a couple, about 2 months ago, we kind of had a leak, or about a month and a half ago, we had a leak on what the Dark Angels Codex was going to be out. And, you know, they mentioned the Lion coming back, and they had some other stuff like that. I don't really foresee that happening. We would have had a lot more leaked rumors and stuff about the Lion. Definitely, if they were bringing out a new Primarch model, I mean, definitely we would have seen something by now. And so it's kind of sad for me that, you know, not going to get a Primarch, you know. So probably the next one will be Russ. But the one thing that they did drop, which I thought is cool, is Grim Resolve, which is it's not as good as Fearless, but at the same time, you can only lose 1 model. You can only lose 1 model of morale checks, which is extremely good for now taking 10-man Terminator squads and other stuff like that. And then you can reroll failed hits of 1 if your unit hasn't moved in its prior movement phase, which is, you know, I could see if you're playing a Horde army and they're coming against you and you're going to stand back and shoot anyways, probably pretty effective, you know. But other than that,
well, if you've got intercessors sitting on an objective, 36-inch range, and you roll a couple 1s.
Yep.
There you go. Hell, snipers.
Yeah, I think Grim Resolve, though, if I remember correctly, Grim Resolve was basically for good God, Deathwing, and then it was for and I think Ravenwing used to have it. I don't think the rest of the I don't think it was a universal rule, but they may have changed that. I'm not quite sure. So we'll have to see when the actual more Codex leaks come out for the Dark Angels.
That's army-wide equivalent to
Yeah, maybe for the army-wide, which would be kind of cool. So
that would be neat.
Yeah. But, you know, they I think the Dark
Okay, hey, so Kevin just added another question here.
Sure.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. It's just back and forth. Anyway,
girls.
So it is you know, he said he's French Canadian, and he just so sorry for the bad English. I'm trying to read it here. It said show Dante was used with the Sanguinary Guard and grant them rerolls on failed hits of 1+ attack. And he believes the Sanguinary Guard get to roll failed hits if they are in the bubble of 6 inches of the Warlord and the buff bubble of Dante.
Yeah.
He said bubble of Dante is so weak, death mask, leadership, and reroll the hits. Okay.
Well, yeah, that, you know, that's just one of the things. But having a chapter master, and Ben loves to have a chapter master.
Freaking love.
Ability to reroll all your hits. To be able to reroll all your hits is brutal.
And then as Salamander, reroll 1 hit.
No, just in general, it's like when I played my Dark Angels at one time on the channel, Jonathan, you saw it, that I have Belial, right? Is that it? Belial, right?
That's not the chapter master, is it?
No, but he gives that buff for all Deathwing models that are within 6 inches of him. So, I mean, I'm having, I deep strike a unit of 5, let's say, Terminators with Stormbolters, right? It's 20 shots, Stormbolter shots. Basically makes them twin linked. So I hit on 3s, and any 1s and 2s, I just pick up and reroll them.
Yep. Well, what's the guy in the speeder? I've played against him a couple times. What? Samuel, yeah.
Yeah, he does the same thing for Ravenwing. And then lieutenants are now, it looks like they're going to put the lieutenants in land speeders too as well, according to the leaks that we've seen on the Warhammer community site. So you're looking at that, and you put a lieutenant, Samuel, and then a whole 2 land speeders by them, right? The next thing you know, you're rerolling all your failed hits, and then you're rerolling 1s on the wound. That's brutal with twin assault cannons and twin heavy bolters.
Well, I like to bring the lieutenant chapter master combo with salamanders, foot slogging. Can you imagine having that kind of mobility and driving all the way across the board and just parking it wherever you want it? Now, Samuel, whatever his name is, he only does what, Deathwing?
No, he does Ravenwing. So that's all your bikes, all your land speeders, any flyers, because all the flyers are Ravenwing, and any of the larger land speeders.
Yep.
That's every single thing with multi weapons you can put on it. It's just rerolling.
Can't you give keyword Ravenwing to anything?
Huh?
Can't you give keyword Ravenwing to anything?
No. Nope. It's Ravenwing is all about bikes and anything fast moving. So not assault units, not anything like that. It's just all your flyers and everything. Anything that's, if you look at it, it's all painted black. So
yeah,
the traditional colors of the Dark Angels. So
they're pretty cool.
You Space Marine players.
Oh, you're not a Space Marine player?
I mean, not really. I have a Space Marine army, but like I like Abaddon with Noise Marines. Huh?
Yeah. You got the FNP chapter. You've got Great Knights. I guess they're not technically Space Marines, but they're still pretty much Space Marines.
They're Space Marines.
And you're working on Custodes.
Custodes aren't really Space Marines.
They're like Super Space Marines.
But they're Imperium.
But, I mean, you play Death Guard, Space Marines.
They're Space I'm talking about the same way you guys get to have your all the other stuff, and your keywords are pretty limited. At least I think Chaos has a little bit more openness, at least if you play just the Chaos Space Marine Codex, because I get Abaddon's Black Legion special rule just because I chose to have the Noise Marines, or I can even have Plague Marines have Black Legion. They'll have their own Death Guard special rule, but they get in kind of Black Legion because the difference between the legions and the factions.
I don't know, Ben. Does that sound kind of like the Salamanders chapter trait, or like the Dark Angels chapter? Sounds like you get a whole bunch of special rules with the chapter. Sounds like Space Marines to me.
All I hear is "Win, Malefic Lords, win."
Wait. Oh, I haven't complained once about the Malefic Lords. I just said that I guess I'm not bringing them to LVO. That's it.
No, I've got an entire Chaos army in a box that is someday, and I've been trying to figure out what chapter I want to do, or what is it? It's not really chapters with them. It's
Legion.
Legion, yeah. I've been trying to figure out what I want to do with them, and I keep reading over the rules, and I just can't pick. They all sound great. I'm really leaning towards Alpha Legion because the fluff is really cool. I like the paint scheme a lot, but man, there's some other really cool abilities out there.
No. I mean, yeah, Alpha Legion would actually be cool. I don't see that very often. And then that paint scheme, just get some automotive paint with that green tint thing, and you're good to go.
Or just dry brush. A little dry brush.
Yeah. So can't wait to play Dark Angels. Did y'all see the new one? The new the command, the new stratagem for Dark Angels?
I don't know.
Fortress.
Wasn't it your idea to not talk about Dark Angels, and now we're talking about Dark Angels?
Me and Ben talked about it. We said that we were talking about Dark Angels today.
Yeah. Where have you been?
Oh, that's when your connection was bad because you were a user and you logged off.
Oh, no, I rebooted.
Oh, okay.
Jason said he just on the live chat, he said 18 obliterators list is a top 10 right now. I'm going to assume that's probably 18 obliterators with Abaddon giving all the rerolls. That'd be my guess.
Yeah.
Can you confirm and or deny, Jason?
That does sound pretty brutal. 18 obliterators.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's random on the AP and stuff, but I mean, it seems pretty good.
No. I just can't wait to utilize this Fortress of Shields Dark Angel stratagem.
Which is?
Which one? Let's see.
Use this stratagem at the start of a fight phase. Select a Deathwing unit from your army that contains at least 3 models equipped with Storm Shield. Your opponent must subtract 1 from all wound rolls made against that unit until the end of the phase.
Yeah, that's
charging like just something that's got like a high strength like a Dreadnought instead of wounding on 2s. Now it's wounded on 3s, or like you're fighting like a whole bunch of Poxwalkers, or something like a large horde army and they need like 5s to hit you anyways. Wounds because they're only strength 3, or right, unless Typhus is with them, they become strength 4. Jonathan?
T4, yeah.
Yeah, I mean strength 4, right?
Yeah, strength 4, toughness 4.
Yeah, but I mean normally they're
no.
3,
Take that
right?
back. Toughness 4, they're only strength 3 unless there's greater than 10 or greater.
Okay.
Then they become strength 4. So
wounding like, let's say you have 9 left or whatever. Instead of hitting on 5s, now you're wounding on 6s. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, the Fortress of Shield is like you're definitely using that unit if you're taking on like a horde army, So I mean, since Deathwing Knights are pretty redonk, that's going to make him redonk.
Yeah. That is very true.
I mean, even against just a lot of shots, a twin assault cannon.
It's fight phase.
Oh, is it fight phase?
Hey, so Jason, he responded back. He said it's all about the stratagem for the slant S Marines that lets them shoot twice. He said it got second at SoCal Open.
Okay, so the obliterators, you give them their Slanesh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
No.
Yeah, there's a stratagem for it, or lets them shoot twice. And Jason, what about do you add Abaddon for that? Like, was that in the SoCal list? That's pretty good for a second.
Yeah, it'll just be really hard to deal with because they're toughness 4.
I think they're 4.
Yeah, 2 wounds. I mean 3 wounds, right? Obliterators have 3 wounds now.
I think they're 3 wounds. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty brutal.
2 or 3, but they man, maybe because I brought 3, I did not like how they performed. But I mean, 18 is a lot to deal with. Plus, I think they could. I'm not sure if they could deep strike. I think they deep strike. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 18 units deep striking. That's right strike. Yeah, that's pretty rough.
Yep, because you deep strike half of them plus your HQ if it is Abaddon, so you have them like in the back line already, just annihilating stuff and blowing the crap out of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, so Dark Angels, though, they just got the ultimate Slay the Warlord command point. I mean stratagem. So use this stratagem at the start of the battle. Select an infantry character. So most characters are infantry based. And then they get a +1 attack on their profile, but then you get to reroll all failed to hit rolls for Dark Angels that target the unit in the fight phase. In addition, you can reroll failed charges for Deathwing and Ravenwing. That's 1 command point. So if you see the Warlord out in the open and you deep strike into something on him, and you're able to get the charge off, he's pretty much dead.
Well, either that or send your land speeders over there. You got 3 of them. They're getting 20 inches.
Yep.
They're getting up close.
Yeah, if you're playing Ravenwing, yeah, definitely.
And I mean, and you can shoot before you get in there.
Yeah.
With all of their DACA, and then they're still hitting on 3s.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, or if you're doing, you'd probably want to assault them with bikes. So you'd probably have a unit of Raven Wing bikes, Raven Wing night bikes with standard bearer, probably, and an apothecary or something over there with her champion. So yeah, it'd be brutal. Looked it up, but I didn't see abandon as I remember. Yes, deep strike into. Yep, that's what I figured.
It doesn't.
You didn't see Abbott on the list, but yes, deep striking into cover. Oh yeah, that's brutal. Basically gives them a 1-up save if there's a lot of cover on the battlefield. Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a 2-up armor save already. So.
Yeah.
Here's something about the Hunt the Fallen. I don't see anything that says you can only use it once.
What are you talking about?
So could you not use this for multiple? Like, could you not use the stratagem multiple times
on an infantry character?
No, not on the same infantry.
No, see, what you're forgetting there is use the stratagem at the start of the battle. So because it's at the start of the battle, this is the only strategy.
Okay.
You can't renew it like at the turn 2, turn 3.
No, that's not what I meant. I meant like before the battle starts, you can use.
But you can only use the stratagem once per phase. And the start of the battle, you can only use it once.
Yep. Well, before the battle starts, you can use it more than once.
No, you can't.
For
the stratagem once.
For the Raven Wing, I had to look this up because apparently with the Raven Wing you can deep strike a couple units, and before the battle starts you can use that stratagem multiple times apparently.
Yeah, TJ, that you're stuck on because all we used back when stratagems came out was the rerolling the dice. That one specifically states that you can only use it once. I looked at the other stratagems and there's no restrictions on a lot of them.
Well, most of them can only be used one. You can usually only use the same strat in a match play game. You can only use the same stratagem once each phase.
Yes.
But
the start of the battle is the phase.
Right. Before the battle starts, it doesn't fall into that rule. So that's what I was saying is if the stratagem was before the battle started, then you could go pop, pop, pop and pick out, however many characters he had and just go obliterate him if you wanted to.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, so for match play, we always play match play. The same stratagem cannot be used by the same player more than once during any single phase.
Yes.
Keep going.
Non-effect stratagems that are not used, such as those used before the battle begins or at the end of the battle round. It does not affect stratagems that are not used during a phase, such as before the battle begins or at the end of the battle round. That says at the start of the battle, not before the battle begins.
I'll bet that gets FAQ'd.
No, I think it's pretty clear. It's kind of like that thing Jonathan posted in there about the.
Yeah, I guess before the battle begins. Yeah, that's very cool.
If someone did that, I'd punch him in the face.
Well, it's just about that loophole now with the that someone's trying to find and break the game with the approved with the or less that can't be targeted, and how it was worded was so if you have Mortarion, for example, gets down to 10 wounds, now he becomes a guy you can't target. That's per the rule. Someone wants to be a rule lawyer. It's true. It will probably be FAQ'd.
It's because of the way it's worded. It doesn't say starting
10 wounds on their profile. Whatever their profile says their wounds are at the beginning of the game.
No, I know, but if you're wording it exactly how it is, it says 10 wounds or less. It doesn't say their profile or anything. It says a character with 10 wounds or less cannot be targeted.
Yeah, that's just like the start of the battle. You're using this once at the start of the battle. Can't use it multiple times.
Yeah. Rules is intended and rules is written, and you'll get that argument with some people. So I get what it was intended to have. No, you'll get the people who are
like. Read the rule. It says before the battle begins, you can use it multiple times. This one says at the start of the battle, not before the battle.
No. I know. I'm talking about the FA the
broken
approved character rule.
Yeah,
that's what I'm referring to.
Yep.
So. Yeah, it's everyone's kind of losing their mind in the TO chat and the TO Facebook group. So because we have LVO coming up, and Reese is checking, he's basically just saying he can't say anything, stand by basically, and he understands everyone's concern. So because
I feel like that's
rules as written, dude, we're gonna have Mortarions that can't be targeted.
Yep.
Or Gilliman, I guess. Well, Gilliman already. How many wins is Gilliman?
Gilliman was already low enough, but we're talking about big beasties that get knocked down, and then bring them with some Poxwalkers. Now you got that shield of Poxwalkers. Who cares about your Death Shroud?
Well, I mean, that's why you shoot him with 4 las cannons. You wait till he's about to 12 wounds, and then you shoot him with 4 las cannons, and you hit with like 3 of them. Wound with 3, and then you just pray to God you roll more than 10 on that die roll. You roll 12.
Yeah,
if it was that easy, everyone would do it.
That's what I'm saying. That you're just shooting and praying, but
no big deal.
Oh, Mortarion's got 2 wounds left. Yay!
How many wounds does Mortarion have?
I don't have the codex with me. He's pretty high up there. It's like 19.
19
or something like that.
Something like that.
That's easy. You just got to roll really well and hit him with 18, 19 bolter shots.
Yeah. And I could roll really poorly and fail on my saves. There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Never happened when I played Jonathan, so unlikely.
Yeah, Jonathan rolling well, that didn't really happen.
How many 5-ups? All of them.
Hey, you killed Morty. You took out Morty.
That's what happened. I didn't mean to do that, guys. I'm sorry.
I do feel bad.
No, you don't.
I legitimately, dude, during that zombie game, I legitimately felt bad.
You know the best thing about Jonathan saying he feels bad, but then he gets mad at you when you're like, man, TJ, you made 3 saves. Good characteristic of you. Suck.
No,
on a 3-up save, I'm failing half. No matter how many 3-ups I make, I'm failing half.
Hey, when TJ starts rolling statistically, I'm like, whoa, what are you doing?
Oh.
TJ, you're breaking the game.
I mean, he's rolling statistically. What the fuck is this? I'm sorry.
Ooh,
baddie.
He's breaking the game. He's actually rolling statistically. This is wrong. I should totally stop fighting now.
Statistics is so bad too because I'll roll 12 dice and they'll be really bad. I'm like, statistically, I'm upset now. But the fact is, just if I wasn't thinking about that, I was just like, oh man, I just rolled a lot of not what I wanted. And then if I roll really well, Johnson's like, oh well, statistically, you're doing great.
Yeah, because you're like, oh man, look at all these things, and I was like, dude, you're rolling way above statistically. Yes, yeah, you're like, oh, I did so poorly. I rolled 10 dice, needing 4s, and I got 7 of them. Dang it.
I tell you what, if somebody goes back through all the videos and gets a tally of how many 5-up and 6-up saves Jonathan makes versus how many he fails, I will find something really kick-ass and I will award that present to whoever. The odds of this happening are really low, but if someone just does the work and tallies it all up, I will do something. I will get something really cool for them.
Yeah, I don't.
You feel that way because all of my saves are 5-ups. If they were just 3-ups, you wouldn't care. But when I have to keep making 5-ups, see, when you have a 3-up save and you roll a crap ton of dice and you get 4 of those 5-ups, let's just say out of 6 dice, and you get 3 or 4 of them as 5-ups, you don't even care because you were looking for a 3-up. You're like, okay, sweet, I passed. But most of my stuff that I play is always a 5-up, right? So you're noticing it a lot more because that's the only save I get.
Well, the thing is, when you make more 5-ups than I make
after you roll your normal saves.
He makes more 5-ups than I make 3-ups. That's the thing. Not percentage-wise, total. I'll roll 10 3-ups and fail 7 of them, and Jonathan will roll 10 5-ups and fail 3 of them.
You're rolling wrong.
I guess. You still haven't taught me. You won't teach me. I keep asking.
I taught TJ.
So it doesn't work.
When I taught him how to roll, he did well.
Now, TJ, that's not true because I saw you roll 8 8 or 9 6s to make some saves in our last game.
You wounded me 5 times with lance cannons, right?
Yes, and they were
And
all.
I had to make 5s or 6s, and I made them all. And then go watch the rest of the video as I'm rolling like normal saves, and I fail everything. I got 1 good round in. 1.
But it was ridiculous. And if they had a
TJ
little
takes
bit
his
more
saves.
movement, they would have escaped.
Some people take their good saves and they spread it apart their game. Other people take their good saves and put it like in one bunch for a round. That's what TJ does. So he'll have one real good round where you're like, that was a really important round, and you just rolled everything hot.
Yeah.
You know? So.
And then when I play the rest of the rounds, I'm like, Jesus, I can't even make a 3-up today.
Well, yeah, because you wasted all your rolls.
Yeah, I wasted
And you're
all
rolling wrong.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many Terminators I've lost to bolter fire with their 2-up, and I'm just like, there goes 2. Storm Shields, Thunderhammers, Terminators, gone to bolter fire. You know, one gets picked off around. I'm just like, why did I pay this much for it? It's just me. I just can't roll. Just always roll.
Are you talking about your Terminators against my Noise Marines? Because that's way different.
No, not that. I'm just talking in general. I lose Terminators to bolter fire all the time. Like with 2-ups, no AP.
But they did crumble to all my Noise Marines.
I think most things would crumble to the Noise Marines. I would like to know what the Noise Marine counter is. It's probably what, like, what's really good from a really long way. As long as you're outside of their range and you can blow the spot of them, then you're good.
What's
Yeah,
the
they're only
range?
range 24. They got bolters.
Oh, yeah.
They
So
they have Assault 3, Ignore Cover, and when they die, they get to shoot again. Each model that dies gets to just boom, 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 3 more shots.
yeah, it's not like it doesn't really matter what it shoots at either, right? It just shoots.
Yeah, just shoots. It doesn't have to get the unit that kills it. It doesn't. It just I get to make another attack.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
At anything.
In close combat, if they're in close combat, they still get to shoot out of combat.
Yep. Or they can shoot into combat too. It doesn't matter if they're in combat.
Yep. Oh, I got stabbed. I'm gonna shoot that thing over there. Just let me get off that one unit we needed for the victory.
But you gotta remember, it goes wub 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 wub. Dubstep guns.
No cover.
Guys, we are actually 13 minutes over our time. We're losing viewers because we're just ranting about silliness. So I think we should wrap it up.
I would watch me be silly.
Well, you love Ben, so Ben loves Ben.
Actually, once this whole thing ends, I just leave the camera rolling and I just continue to talk like there's people listening.
Oh dear God.
I'm afraid that's true. That might be true. I would believe that.
I would too.
That's to practice my banter.
Yeah.
You banter against yourself?
What?
You just talk to yourself?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Who else am I going to talk to? John?
I don't know.
Well, John's becoming a vegan as we speak, so.
Hey, so on Saturday, of course, I guess we'll probably get food because we're going to be playing Pathfinder again. Live streaming on Twitch.
Yep.
Hint, live streaming on Twitch this Saturday, guys. So, so I guess we'll have to ask John, you know, how's vegetarian? I mean, do we need to order vegetarian food for you today?
Jonathan, just go, whatever we're talking about, go, oh, John, we've got you, and just give him a salad. And just watch the look on his face, because it's going to be
that's pretty funny.
You
want to ask him if his character's vegan now.
No, Gimmy's asexual, remember? Gimmy's asexual.
Gimmy's asexual, but does that mean he's a vegan?
Oh, that's a tough one.
So anyway, guys, the next thing we have up is Saturday at 12 p.m. Central Time.
Wasn't the battle report going to be coming out on Friday?
Oh, and the battle report. Yep, battle report's just as usual is coming out on Friday around 10 a.m. Central Time as well.
very cool.
So, That is actually the battle report we're talking about with the Noise Marines versus Salamanders. So
I guess we're giving out a lot of spoilers, huh?
no, we just Noise Marine. Not really. Just a unit that died.
Spoilers.
Giving them.
Noise Marines shoot when they die.
They're gonna make them all excited now.
All right, guys. So be sure to check us out, the battle report on Friday, and then again we will be live on Saturday at 12 p.m. Central United States time, and we'll see you then. Thanks, guys.
See y'all.